Hey, this is Pat, and today we are checking out the all-new Fox Defend Gore-Tex jacket. Now, the Defend jacket within Fox's line is one of 3 new additions aiming at you adventure riders out there. And Fox is bringing as many big names to the party as they possibly can. Not just to mention their sponsor riders like Ricky Carmichael and everybody else. They're actually bringing Gore-Tex into it, some heavy-duty fabrics all the way throughout, as well as some super fabric in the upper-level materials. But the Defend sits right in the middle. This is going to be their Goldilocks option within the line, coming in at $700. It's going to be the middle ground, offering a lot of features, but still using the cheaper Gore-Tex 2-layer main construction. When you bump up, you get the 3-layer, and when you bump down, you still use the 2-layer to the Ranger, but it's going to lose a few features throughout. But it's going to be great for 4-season, I'd say 3 to 4 season versatility. You got tons of ventilation going throughout, as well as some armpit vents. It's got that waterproof lamination. All you'd need to do is bring a thermal, and you'd be into the colder adventure months of the year. But before I get too long-winded, let's talk about the overall fit. I have Norman on my left. He's 6'3", 220 pounds, with a 44-inch chest, currently wearing a size large, and it fits him spot on. If you look at the sizing chart, a 44-inch chest would actually put him in an extra large. We found that going down 1 full size gets the best fit. He still has plenty of movement because it does have Gore stretch throughout. So he's got plenty of movement and space if he wanted to add, say, a lighter base layer or thermal layer underneath. He does have the option to do that. I mentioned it before though, coming in at $700, comes in 2 colorways. We've got the black here. It's also got an orange and gray colorway with sizing ranging from small up to 3 extra large. So let's hit some of the main features before we work our way through it. So again, it's using a Gore SPL 600 denier fabric down the key abrasion zones, as well as Gore stretch all the way throughout. And underneath that is that laminated Gore-Tex liner. So it's going to be laminated directly up against the outer layer with the possibility of direct vent, which I'll talk about once we go through the entire jacket. So I really dig that. It is only CEA level for abrasion. So I would have loved, Fox, if you're listening, to bump all those up in the line up to CE AA. I think that does a lot of justice to those riders out there, not just on the dirt trails, but also connecting those dirt trails with a bit of tarmac or highway miles. So if you are listening, that's what I'd love to see for the next iteration when we see the updates to this jacket. But let's start up at the top. You do have an adjustable snap collar up here with a hook back system if you want to hook that back. Neoprene wrapped around the entire collar. And then I mentioned it before, SPL 600 running down the outer sleeves. Now, I did briefly mention it up at the collar, but I'll actually show you. They do have all these hooks throughout that you can hook it up against. The hooks open up the chest, get a little bit more ventilation through. So I do like that they are adding that in there. A little bit of reflective at the collarbone, reflective at the outer bicep. And I'm just going to grab your arm here. This is going to be all stretch, Gore stretch, running down the inner sleeve with an adjuster built into the forearm, making sure that you're keeping that armor in place. Now, the armor underneath there is going to be CE level 2 D3O LP2 armor. This is going to be nice and ventilated. It's going to allow that armor. It's a little bit thicker than we've seen from the CE level 1 options out there, but it helps for those heavy duty impacts. Just keep in mind, the back protector that is included is a CE level 1 Viper back protector. So it's CE level 2 elbow and shoulder and CE level 1 at the back, and the adjustability is available in the elbow, so you can slide it into the right position should you need to adjust it a little bit. Down at the cuff, one more thing I want to call out is a 2-way zipper, so you can turn it into a vent if you want to, or you can open it up from the base just to get a little bit more air flowing through, as well as a Velcro closure system down there just to keep it nice and secure around your gloves. Moving up to the top of the jacket, it is going to be a YKK main double zip entry. And like I said, you do have ventilation up top. You have vents here at the chest that can also be, I apologize, Norman, can be hooked open on each side, and then storage pockets directly underneath that are going to be waterproof with some stash pockets down at the center. Now, there is something here called a rally flap at the main chest. I'll talk about that in just a second when we open it up. I'll go through some other features, but I do want to talk about that because you have an additional massive vent down the center chest. We've seen it from a couple other brands, but just keep tuned. We'll talk about that in just a second. Can you go ahead and turn to the side for me? Let's give them a profile shot here. At the side, you're seeing all that Gore stretch running down the side, as well as a direct vent in the armpit. I'm not a good angle to show it here, but it goes up and under the armpit, as well as you can see that hand warmer pocket and the Velcro adjusters at the side with the Fox logo on here. At this side profile, you can also see the Gore stretch goes up to the shoulder blades, as well as these massive exhaust vents tucked in at the back. Really just helps grab that air and pull it out of the jacket if you are riding in the hotter months of the year. You go ahead and turn to the back for me, Norm. At the back, you have nice reflective running over the shoulder blades. Again, that Gore stretch at the shoulder blades, and then those dual exhaust vents I mentioned before, with a drop seat and drop pocket at the back. Should you be carrying, you know, extra set of gloves, some liners, you can go ahead and toss that inside there when you're not using them. You can go ahead and turn to the front for me, and let's go ahead and open up that main zipper on here. Try to show them this this rally flap that Fox is calling out here. I'm just going to grab this one. As you can see, it's actually a second zipper entry just under here, and what it's designed to do is go ahead and remove that, and when you fold this flap back, it can be used as a direct vent connected to the other side, so you have a direct vent going all the way down the front of the chest just for more ventilation through. So I really like that they're adding that. That doesn't come in the Ranger, that only comes in the Recon and the Defend jackets, but I like that Fox is pushing the boundaries and going ahead and use that, and you can see how it just snaps away on the inside of the jacket if you're not using it. I had some concerns that these would actually poke into the chest. It's not something you can even feel that they're even there, so just keep that in mind. Once it's stored away, you get an entire additional vent at the front chest. Otherwise, you have some stash pockets inside, a waterproof one on that side with some storage pockets on each side just for your phone, any valuables or anything like that. You can keep it behind the Gore-Tex waterproof liner. You can see that Gore-Tex poking through. That's the white layer directly up against the outer material. It's going to be guaranteed waterproof for the life of the jacket. You can go ahead and zip that up, Norman. So as you're looking at the Defend jacket in Fox's line, I really dig the features that they're adding in there. Probably the most ventilation you get throughout the entire line. Love that they're adding it in there. Love that they have CE Level 2 D3O in there. Wish it had CE Level 2 at the back, and I wish it was CE AA. So Fox, if you're listening, I think those are the key ingredients to go ahead and make this worth that $700 price point that you're putting on here. But if you have any other questions about the Defend or the Recon or the Ranger, go ahead and click that info button. That's going to take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews, see what other riders are saying about the new line from Fox. But if you still have questions after that, if you have questions on sizing or which option in the line is right for you, give our customer service team a call. They're all riders, happy to help you get set up for your next ride. I want to thank you for joining Norman and I and checking out the all-new Fox Defend Gore-Tex jacket. I'm Pat, and I'll see you in the next video.